My name is John Wellington Wells. I'm a dealer in magic and spells, in blessings and curses and ever-filled purses, in prophecies, witches and elves. If you want a proud foe to make tracks, if you melt a rich uncle in wax, you've but to look in on the resident gin number 70 Simeriacs. We've a first class of small spit of magic, and for raising a posthumous shade, with effects that are comic or tragic, there's no cheaper house in the trade. Love photo with quantities of it, and for knowledge if anyone burns, we're keeping a very small profit, a prophet who brings us unbounded returns. For he can prophesy with a wink of his eye, peep his security into futurity, sum up your history, clear up a mystery, humour proclivity, for a nativity, for a nativity. He has answers oracular, boogie spectacular, tetrapods tragical, mirrors so magical, facts astronomical, solemn or comical, and if you want it, he makes a reduction on taking a quantity. Oh! If anyone anything lacks, he'll find it already in stacks, if they'll only look in on the resident gin number 70 Simeriacs. He can raise you hosts of ghosts, and that without reflectors, and creepy things with wings, and gaunt and grisly spectres. He can fill you crowds of shrouds, and horrify you vastly. He can rack your brains with chains, with gibberings grim and ghastly. Then if you planet, he changes organity with an urbanity full of satanity, vexes humanity with an inanity, fatal to vanity, driving your foes to the verge of insanity. Barding tauntology, demonology, lecture biology, mystic nosology, spirit philology, high cross astrology, such is his knowledge, he isn't the man to require an apology. Oh, my name's John Wellington Wells. I'm a dealer in magic and spells, in blessings and curses and ever-filled purses, in prophecies, witches and elves. And if anyone anything lacks, he'll find it already in stacks, if he'll only look in on the resident gin number 70 Simeriacs. On a tree by a river, a little tom-tit sang willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. And I said to him, Dicky bird, why do you sit singing willow, tit, willow, tit, willow? Is it weakness of intellect, birdie, I cried, or a rather tough worm in your little inside? With a shake of his poor little head, he replied, oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. He slapped at his chest as he sat on that bough, singing willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. And a cold perspiration bespangled his brow. Oh, willow, tit, willow. And he sobbed and he sighed, and a gurgle he gave. Then he plunged himself in to the billowing wave. And an echo arose from that suicide's grave. Oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. Now I feel just as sure as I'm sure that my name isn't Willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. That was blighted affection that made him exclaim, oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. And if you remain callous and obdurate, I shall perish as he did, and you will know why. Though I probably shall not exclaim as I die, oh, willow, tit, willow, tit, willow. Old Hippopotamus was standing one day by the banks of the cool Shalimar. He gazed at the bottom as he peacefully lay by the light of the evening star. Away on a hilltop sat combing her hair his fair hippopotami maid. This hippopotamus was no ignoramus and sang her this sweet serenade. Mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud. The fair hippopotami he aimed to entice from her seat on that hilltop above. As she hasn't got a ma to give her advice, came tiptoeing down to her love. Like thunder the forest re-echoed the sound of the song as they sang when they met. His innamorata adjusted her garter and lifted her voice in duet. Mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud. Now more hippopotami began to convene on the banks of that river so wide. I wonder now what am I to say of the scene that occurred by the Shalimar's side. They dived all at once with an ear-splitting splosh, then rose to the surface again. A regular army of hippopotami, all singing this haunting refrain. Mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow